today, students, we are going to continue with the secondary functions of the commercial bank. The primary function we have already done. Now in this secondary function, you can see that the first point is the agency and the utility services. Now you can also term this as an agent to the customers. Now the very first point, you can see that bank provides various types of agency and the utility services to its customers, as the bank providing such facilities to the customers. Now bank here will act as a mediating agent, as bank will provide us the services. First is a letter of credit. Also we can add letter of credit to the exporter on behalf of the importer. Now here you need to clarify regarding what is letter of credit. A letter that is issued by a bank to the another bank, especially one in a different country, to serve as a guarantee for the payment made to the specified person under the specific condition. So this must be known to you, what is the letter of credit. So if such things arises, that if buyer, those who is buying, that unable to pay on the purchase, now the bank will be required to cover full or the remaining amount of the purchase. So this is how letter of credit facility is also provided by one bank to the another, but it must be in a different country. So then only it issues the letter of credit. We can so this is the first. Second, you can see that underwriting services bank is providing to the various businesses. Bank also provides the tax challan facility to its customers. Bank also provides the safe depository walls, that is a locker which is given on rent. So we need to pay the rent for the safe deposit walls. Then the microfinance facilities is provided for very small type of businesses, which are also important for the development of the communities. And these all, when some payments are also to be made with the foolproof security with that. So here the last you can see the draft and the pay order. Here bank also provides to the payer by issuing the draft or the pay order. That we have already clarified that what is demand draft and what is the pay order in the primary functions. So these are the first agency and the utility services in the secondary function of our commercial bank. Now we'll come to the second one. The second one you can see on your screen, that is providing the various facilities with the changing times. So these are the facilities you can see on your screen. That is, first one is the Nifty, then RTGS, and the third is the Demat account. Now you can log in with your ID and password in this. Now as and when there is a continuous expansion and diversification of the functions, we can say, or we can say activities and services of the bank is quite expanding day by day. Now in this situation, in the present time, we can say electronic transfer of money from the account of one customer to that of the another customers. In this also without check and the cash. So it can be very easy. If you want to pay the amount at the night also, if some of the person are in need, then you can easily pay by this, as accordingly the bank is available according to the banking time only, and after that you need to pay to the some or the other. So you can able to pay with the help of the Nifty and RTGS. So these are the facilities provided by the bank. Now first one in that Nifty, the National Electronic Fund Transfer, you can see on your screen. This full form can be asked for the 1 mark students, that Nifty, RTGS, Demat account, core. So these are all the full forms you need to learn. Now here the Nifty. Now here Nifty will take off the time of 24 hours and you may get in 2 to 3 hours, you can say. But when there is not much emergency, then Nifty can be the better option. Here there is no minimum value, but the maximum value in the Nifty is 10 lakhs. Now second is the RTGS. Large sum of money is there, then the RTGS we can say is the better one and the faster one than the Nifty. When you put the money and make the entry, the amount deposited in the account directly. But here in the RTGS, there is 2 lakh is the minimum value and maximum value is the 10 lakhs. But it is, if you want to transfer the fund in the faster, then you can use the RTGS. Now the last demat account, that is the dematerialized account, you can say share can be purchased in the electronic medium. As firstly what it happens, there is a physical form available, that is for the shares, debentures and bonds. But nowadays electronic medium, with the help of this electronic medium, it is quite easy. So this demat account, with the help of this demat account, it is quite easier than all the holding the physical forms. So demat account is also very useful. Then you can see the fourth point, that this all become possible due to the core banking, that is the centralized online real-time exchange. This full form you need to learn, centralized online real-time exchange. So these are the 2 secondary functions you have to remember. That first is the agency and utility services, and the second is the provides various facilities with the changing times. And in this you need to remember all these full forms specially. Now here the last topic related to the commercial bank in India, that is the presence of commercial bank in India. Now commercial bank in India, we can say as India operating in the public as well as private sector both. Now you can see that only those companies which are listed in the second schedule of the RBI Act 1934 are called as a schedule bank. Only after the second schedule which is listed in under that, only such banks comes under the schedule banks. Now all the schedule banks are going to be perform the activity according to the rules and regulation and norms as per the RBI. Now you can see that schedule banks, and under that commercial bank and cooperative bank both comes. Now firstly commercial bank and cooperative bank, you can need to clarify that commercial bank formed for the commercial purposes, and its main aim to earn the profit, that we all know that profit earning is quite for these institutions from the banking businesses. Now on the other hand of the cooperative bank are owned and operated by the members for the common purpose, we can say, that is to provide financial services to the agriculturist and small businessman. So this is how works cooperative and the commercial bank. Now under the commercial bank, the 4 you can see, that is a public sector bank, private sector, foreign banks, regional rural banks also. Now in public sector banks, that is the Dena Bank, Canara Bank, SBI, Bank of Baroda, you can say. So these are the public sector banks. Then private sector, ICICI, HDFC you can write. Foreign, that is DCB Bank, that is any of the foreign bank working in the India. Then regional, that is the rural banks, RRB, working in the rural areas. So these are the topics related to the commercial bank. This is the last topic. Now we'll continue with the central bank. Now you can see on your screen, students, that is the central bank, and the red color line you need to remember first, that Central Bank of India is also known as the Reserve Bank of India. Now majorly over here the central bank exists in all the countries of the world. The main thing the RBI is doing, that manages, evaluates and regulates the banking activities in the entire country. Now majorly works for the public welfare, for the right of the customers. So you can see the point written, the institution charged with the responsibility of managing the expansion and contraction of the volume of money in the interest of the general public welfare, whether it may arise as expansion or it is a contraction, but all the things managed by the RBI. So this is the central bank, that is the RBI. As it is also an apex body, we can say as apex bank also of the country, whose function is to aid, regulates and promote the entire money market also in the banking sector, as well as to maintain the monetary financial stability for the overall economic good of the nation. So this also you can write. So this is our central bank definition. You can able to write out very easily. Now the second one is the Reserve Bank of India. In that the points which are written, you need to be write as an introduction part whenever it asks for the function of the Reserve Bank of India. Now in this, first we'll see the last point, that is the RBI is apex regulatory central bankers Bank of India, which supervise and regulates the entire banking sector as well as formulates the monetary policies of India. Now whether it is asked that write a short note on apex, then write a short note on regulatory or central or bank or banks of India, that you need to write regarding the Reserve Bank of India itself. So it's the main thing what RBI is doing, they supervises and regulates the entire banking sector. Whatever the decision are be taken related to the interest rate or banking, any such schemes, then it is taken by the RBI. Now come to the first point. Under the Reserve Bank of Indian Act 1934, you need to remember students, in the year it is 1934. Then the Reserve Bank of India established on the April 1st 1935. You need to remember this also. Majorly it's asked for the 1 mark. And whenever in the further study, if you are going to choose a banking field, then if this question is going to ask repeatedly that what is the establishment year of the Reserve Bank of India, then it is the 1935 April 1st. Now Reserve Bank has started with the private paid up capital of its own, that is the 5 crores, and then RBI has nationalized on January 1st in the year 1949. So these are the points to be taken into considerations whenever you are writing regarding the RBI, and especially the establishment year, paid up capital is how much, and then the Reserve Bank of Indian Act, that is in the year 1934. So this is the Reserve Bank of Indian points. Now we'll come to the functions of the Reserve Bank of India. That is, there are total 2 types. You can see now. So this is the functions of the central bank, that is RBI. Monetary functions are also there and non-monetary functions are also there. Now in the monetary function, you can see that there are 5 sub-points, that is the currency issues, bankers to the government, bankers bank, lenders last resort, credit control, and the custodians of the foreign exchange reserve. These are the 5 sub-points which you are going to write under the monetary functions and the responsibilities. Now there are such non-monetary functions also, that is related to the promotional functions regarding the schemes, awareness, and all the things are to be written in the non-monetary functions. That are the works, this is not include the monetary way. So it includes regulatory and supervisory functions. Second, promotional functions we can say, financial inclusion and the development. So these 3 points are to be included in the non-monetary functions. Now these points we are going to see in a detail. Now in this monetary functions of RBI, our first point is related to the currency issues. Now currency is also issued by the RBI, that we all know. But there are some also points that we need to take into consideration, that Reserve Bank of India has the sole rights to issue notes of denomination starting from rupees 2 and above. Like 2 rupees note, 10 rupees note, 20, 50, 100, 500, 2000. So these are the notes that are issued by the currency, that is issued by the Reserve Bank. Now the one main thing is, second point, you can see that currency note of rupees 1 and all the other coins are issued by the Finance Minister of Government of India. So this can also be asked for the 1 mark students. So this is the Finance Minister of Government of India who issues the 1 rupees currency note and all the coins. But the main thing, that is the distribution of 1 rupee notes and currency coins, is done by the RBI only as an agent of the Government of India. As issued Finance Minister is doing, but distribution is done by the RBI itself. So this is the point related to the currency issue. You can also need to know that RBI, for printing the currency, RBI has to maintain the cash reserve. Now the cash reserve, that is of 200 crore compulsory cash reserve must be there to print the currency. Now from the that 200 crores, 115 crores, that is 115 crores cash reserve must be in that gold. So gold reserve must be 115 crores and remaining 85 crores should be in the government security. Then only the RBI can print out the currency. So these are the points in the currency issues. Now the second point. Now in this banker, second point, it is the banker to the government. Now banker here is the RBI that provides work as an agent for the government. Now you can see in the first point that RBI is a banker, advisor and agent of the central bank on all the state government. Whatever if the central or the state government requirement are there, that is going to be fulfilled by the RBI. So various financial matters advices is given by the RBI. Second point, you can see that it manages government bonds, government accounts, currency coins and note of ₹1 and also provides loan to the government. So these all things is managed and performed by the RBI itself. And you can also add that it manages and controls the foreign exchange reserve too. So this is the point you take into consideration when you are writing the bankers to the government. The RBI act as an agent for them. Now you can see the third point, that is the banker's bank and the lender of the last resort. Now in this you can see the first point that the banker is RBI is a banker and the regulator of the scheduled bank in the country. That scheduled bank which are listed under the second schedule act of the RBI in the year 1934. So that are all regulated by the RBI. Now here also it manages the cash reserves of the bank, gives direction for the credit also as well as various credit policies too. And the rate of interest for all the bank is also decided by the RBI. Now here to keep the control over the minimum cash reserves of 3 to 15% to the RBI. So, and the last point you can see that students, it is also the lender of the last resort for the scheduled bank in the case of emergency. Whenever there is a monetary shortage, then the scheduled bank receives the money by the RBI. The RBI lends the money as and when there is a shortage of monetary. So in case of emergency, RBI do the such works for the scheduled banks. So these are the points to be taken into consideration: banker's bank and the lender of the last resort. Now the another point you can see, that is the credit control. Now here also the RBI control the process of credit creation and money supply in the economy with the help of various tools of monetary policy. That we already studied in the commercial bank to students that credit creation increases, with that the money supply increases in the economy. But as and when the credit creation is decreasing, the money supply also decreases. So all this process is also controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. Now the fifth point in the function of our Reserve Bank in the monetary function, that is the custodian of the foreign reserve. Now here RBI acts as a custody for the foreign reserves. Now RBI has the responsibility of maintaining the value of our Indian rupee via the other currencies under the fixed exchange rate, we can say. Now under the fixed exchange rate, free exchange rate system, where exchange rate is determined by the market, but the RBI maintain the value of Indian currency. Now you can see the first point, that is RBI has responsibility of maintaining the value of rupee as per the other currencies. Then how the RBI will maintain the value of Indian currency? By the buying and selling of the foreign exchange in the open market as and when required. So according to the buying and selling, it's maintain the value of our Indian currency. Then the RBI is also work as a custodian of the Indian reserve of the foreign exchanges, we can say. So RBI also administers foreign reserve by checking the inflow and the outflow of the foreign exchanges, so that statistical data can give the exact idea of it. And foreign reserves custodian responsibility is taken by the RBI. So these are also the points included in the monetary functions of the Reserve Bank. Now the another point, that is the non-monetary functions of the RBI. In that first point is related to the regulatory and the supervisory functions. Now RBI over here supervises the functioning of the entire financial and the money market, we can say. Now these are the points which include the services and the functions of the RBI. That is, RBI supervises the function of working method of the scheduled bank according to as per the listed after the second schedule. So the working related to the banks are taken into consideration by the RBI regarding the interest rate, we can say, the various schemes related. So all this is done by the RBI. Then working method of the NBFC, non-banking financial companies, we can say, they are only performing the lending functions and do not issue the checks or the DD. So related work is also decided by the RBI. Working method of the cooperative bank, we can say financial market, money market, branch expansions. So all these points are considered by the regulatory and supervised by the RBI. Now you can see the second point, that is related to the promotional functions. Now here the promotional functions is related to the persons, those who are not holding the accounts, those persons who are not having the accounts. So the money they are doing the credit needs whenever the arises, that is the unorganized money, we can say. It's not the organized one. So unorganized money whenever arises, that create a problem for calculating the national income. So we do not get the exact ratio of it. So here the RBI makes the various efforts to get more and more people under the organized money market, we can say. So first point you can see the same, that what I said, there are many people in India who do not hold a bank account. They are not having a bank account. Now second point you can see that they are more dependent on the unorganized money, as and when they paid out and can receive only by the cash and market for their credit needs. And it becomes difficult to ascertain the exact value of the money in calculation of the national income. So it is quite difficult to get out the exact ratio of it. So the promotional functions of the bank, we can say, the various promotional functions bank encourages for the branch expansion also. In the rural areas, customer awareness, we can see. So by this, the efforts are making by the RBI, but it is should be done by the people. So as it works for the interest of the people itself, when it arises the organized money market, then it will get the exact ratio what is our actual national income is. So RBI tries to create the banking awareness among the people. So these are the points included in the promotional functions of the RBI. Head is continuously making the efforts for the public welfare itself. Now the third point, students, you can see, that is the financial inclusion and the development. As we can say that India is a country with a huge degree of economic diversification. So according to the diversification, the rural urban is divided, and the major economic reforms and changes come about. It is necessary that people and economic units of all the segments receive such benefits of that particular changes. So whichever the changes arises, the new schemes are arising, the interest rate, we can say, so that all benefits must be received by the people. Now you can see on your screen that is special credit facility to the priority sectors, we can say, that includes the agriculture, small scale industry, self-employed people, traditional and the cottage industries. So accordingly they are receiving the benefits of subsidy, we can say, so they can easily start up their small scale industries also with a low rate of interest, and various schemes also, that Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana, we can say. So in that, in short form we can also say as the PMJDY, that is the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. Now its main motto to make the people aware to open up the account so that the government monetary benefits reach in their accounts. So whatever the benefits are there, so they can also be take that particular benefits in their particular accounts. So many efforts are done by the government, that is by the RBI, we can say, so they can reach it is for the protecting the interest and for the right of the customer itself. So related, we can see that the RBI works towards protecting the interest and the right of the customers. And the last one you can see, that is publishes all the related statistics as well as experts articles on the RBI website. The related information, we can say, or the statistical data we are getting on the RBI website very easily. So in order to promote the research related to the banking and the monetary improvement in the country itself. So this article can also be helpful in that for the improvement. So on the RBI website, people can get the free access to such informations. There is no such cost related to it. So these are the benefits receiving by the public if they are aware of it. So this is our last topic related to the function of the RBI. So students, if there are any doubts related to it, do ask. For today, for the last topic is left, maybe the monetary policy will continue in the another video. So thank you and have a nice day.